Hello everyone, it's Mrs. Antala and Ned here. But I think we're going to have to work by ourselves today because Ned is having a little sleep with his teddy bear. I hope he doesn't snore. Today in maths, we're going to be doing addition using a 10 frame. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to count on using a 10 frame to find the total. So what is a 10 frame? Really, it's just a rectangle with 10 boxes. A 10 frame has 5 squares on the top row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 squares on the bottom row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we know that 5 and 5 together make 10, just like your fingers on your hands. When we count in a 10 frame, we always start at the top on the left and go across the top. Then we come back down and count the bottom row from the left. Follow the numbers and count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you see all the numbers? I think number 8 is a little bit cheeky. Did you see how we went across the top row first, starting on the left and going along the top row, and then coming back down to the bottom row, starting again on the left and going along to the end of the row on the right? We do the same thing when we're reading. We start on the left side of the page and go right along the line to the end, and then we come back to the next line starting on the left and going all the way to the right. We can use a 10 frame when we're learning about numbers. It helps us to organise our numbers, and it also is very helpful when learning about addition and subtraction. Remember when we learned about making 2 groups and then counting all of the objects? Well, today we're going to do the same sort of thing, but we're going to put the groups onto a 10 frame. Let's start with balloons. I think we will have 6 balloons. Count with me slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We started on the top row and then went along to the bottom row because we ran out of room, didn't we? Now for something else party. How about party hats? Let's put 4 party hats in our 10 frame. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have we filled up all of the squares? Yes, we have. We put a group of 6 balloons onto our 10 frame, and then we put a group of 4 party hats onto our 10 frame. Let's count how many party things we have on our 10 frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, we have 10 party things all together on the 10 frame. We have a total of 10 party objects. This time we're going to make a transport 10 frame. Have you been on a bus before? I have a group of 3 buses and I'm going to put them on the 10 frame. Maybe you can pretend to drive the bus while I add the 3 buses to the 10 frame. Or you could just count with me. Maybe if you're really clever, you can drive the bus and count as well. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Well done. Did you park your bus in the squares on the top row? Good job. We started at the top, on the top row at the left, and we parked our buses on the next square and the next square. What's another type of transport? I know, helicopters. I love helicopters. Can you make a noise like a helicopter? I have another group this time. It's four helicopters, and I'm going to add these helicopters to the 10 frame. The first helicopter goes here next to the bus. Then I can put another helicopter on the last square. Can you point to where I should put the next helicopter? Did you point to there? It's important that we go across the top row and then come back to the bottom row. Oh, the last helicopter can go on the next square. Make sure that you fill up all of the squares and don't have any gaps. Okay, so I now have got one group of buses and one group of helicopters on my 10 frame. Let's count how many pictures of transport I have on my 10 frame in total. That means all together. We're counting all of the pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When we stop at 7, that means that there are 7 pictures of transport on our 10 frame. Does it matter that I've got some empty squares? No, it's okay because I have no more pictures of transport and it's all right not to fill up the whole 10 frame. In fact, it's okay just to have a few things on a 10 frame. This time I have one group of 2 things like pink objects, a pink flower and a pink heart. And I have another group with just one object in it. It's a blue bird. When I count these things, I only have 1, 2, 3 things. I can see a lot of empty squares. Can you count the empty squares left on this 10 frame? Did you count 7? Yes, there are 7 empty squares on the 10 frame, but that's okay because we only had 3 objects to count. Now for your work task. I have added a 10 frame on the next slide for you to print if you have a printer. But if you don't have a printer, you can just draw a 10 frame. Maybe an adult can help you. Then you will need some objects to put on the 10 frame. At most, you will only need to have 10 objects, but it would be helpful if they were small objects like buttons, counters, pieces of pasta, or even dice if you have lots of games. Now you're going to make 2 groups to put on your 10 frame. Choose some numbers between 1 and 10, like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then put that many objects onto your 10 frame. Remember, you're making 2 groups. Then you can count all of the objects together to see how many you have put on your 10 frame. This is called adding the groups together and counting on. I hope that you will do this activity a few times so that you can learn how to add the objects onto a 10 frame and to practice counting on and all of the objects to get a total. Take a photo or of a video and post it on Dojo to show Mrs. Seymour and me how well you're doing with 10 frames. Get started now. Have fun. Goodbye.